Somebody once told me this and it stayed with me. Horses can smell fear. So here is the real question. How often do we pretend to be fine when our bodies and our souls is saying something else? Welcome. This is Novavis. If you have never heard about us, think of Novavis as a structured pause for people at a crossroads. It's not an escape. We don't call it a retreat. It's a week designed to help you reconnect with yourselves and return to your life with clarity and with energy. And we're starting this episode with horses for a reason. And it's not because it's the year of horses, because horses do something we rarely allow in modern life. They meet us where we are. There is no status, there is no performance, there is no clever words. So today you will meet Gracija, our horse guide and our host for Novavis Program in Dalmatia. You will also meet Leonie, one of our co-founders, and I am Anastasia. I will moderate. And this conversation is for you if you feel that your life is moving, but you are stuck and you're not moving with your life. If you are successful from all the external point of view, but somehow tired inside. And if you sense this between chapter moments when something is coming that you maybe were looking for so long, but it doesn't bring the satisfaction and the feelings that you were expecting, and you are not sure what comes next. Let's start simple. So at this moment, I hand over to Leonie for her perspective on our story, how we founded Novavis.
Thank you, Anastasia. So when people ask how Novavis started, there's not a really one clear moment or decision to point to, but for me, it grew out of a period where a lot was changing for myself and for people close to me. The past year was intense, not dramatic, but it was layered. Things shifted in my work, in relationships, how I looked at what I was doing and why. I could feel that something was moving, but I couldn't yet put my finger on what it was or what needed to come next. I think many people recognize that feeling when life keeps going, but inside you know something is no longer fully aligned. So what I did notice was how often those conversations kept coming back between me, Anastasia, Maria, not as a plan, but as a project, just as honest talks about where we were in life. And then a real turning point for me was spending time together in Croatia. It wasn't about doing anything special, but it was the quiet, the rhythm of the days, being close to nature, and having the real space to think without constantly needing to act on anything. So that piece, that did something. It didn't give answers right away, but it gave perspective. Things became less noisy, and I started to see what mattered. And I realized how rare that kind of space actually is. So I think for me, that's where Novavis began to take shape, not as something we wanted to build, but as something that felt needed, a place for people who are in the middle of change, who don't need fixing, but need space to slow down, reflect, and reconnect before taking the next step. So.
Yes, exactly. So, Leonie, what you say resonates absolutely because, we were together there. And for me, it was not only between the three of us as the co-founders, but also other people. So Gracija and our other hosts, they seem to be somehow drawn to this idea. And Gracija will say more about how she feels. But exactly, so we were not building a business, but rather the pieces of the puzzle, they seem to somehow come together almost like a magnet. So we have fantastic people supporting us on this program. There is Tatiana with yoga and meditation, Mirna, our specialist for forests and plants and aromatherapy, and then another Tatiana with art master classes. And Grazia will tell more about herself during this session. So at this point now, Grazia, to you, and we're very excited to hear your story.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Gracija. I come from Knin area. Well, despite all stories that you heard about this town, we have beautiful nature that I'm dearly inviting you to. And actually, about horses, I do this for 20 years, and I'm very happy to be part of the Novavis because it is something that I actually do for 20 years, to be honest. And I have all guests that are coming and keep coming back. And I know that from their stories, those are people who have some crossroads in their life, or they have some problems with let's say children with disabilities or something like that. And we also do those therapies, but I know when parents come over, they always keep staying with us during all their sessions of their children, and they work with us. I mean, we can call it volunteering, but I think it's healing for them. I don't, I mean, while they work with us, while they're near horses, and I know you heard probably, or maybe researched on internet about horses. I mean, all that spiritual things they can help you with.
Recognize your faces, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all true. But I have to say, you always have to be near that animal, and you'll feel it. Everything what's written on internet or you heard on some kind of videos, you have to feel it alive. So I have to say, it really works. I wouldn't be here for 20 years if it doesn't. It works for me.
Yeah, that sounds really, and yes, to our audience, you do need to feel it yourself because this is something which you can keep describing in words, but horses, the way they feel you and they can recognize the tone of your voice, your mood, your fear, or your joy, or your tears inside, your face expressions. I think the term is physiological synchrony. So they really, by the way they are made, they come to the same page, to the same wave as you are. And this is something which we really do as human to human. So that's why just being around the horses feels so healing. And yeah, you were mentioning parents who come for one reason but stay for another. So these
Exactly.
are also, I think, the same life situations as we have in mind when we're inviting people to come to our program. So we have this on our website. There is a section called Life Situations. And this is something very, again, empirical. So this is what we are observing among our networks and also the guests who apply for our programs. So one of the life situations we decided to call in between chapters. So this is also very broad, and everybody can see their own meaning or their own angle in this. So maybe back, Leonie, to yourself. So in between chapters, so what does these two words mean to you?
Yeah, as I briefly mentioned before, for me it's very simple. It comes from my own life over the past year. A lot changed in different areas at the same time. Personal life, health-wise, work-wise, within family. Not all at once, but it was enough that I started to feel a bit uncertain and insecure, and in a way that I hadn't before. There were moments that I didn't fully recognize myself anymore, where my energy was off, my body was asking for attention, and my head kept going while something inside of me was asking to slow down. I was still functioning kind of in an autopilot kind of way, still doing what needed to be done, but I felt less connected to myself. So at the same time, the stuff was happening in the inner circle, my family, that affected me deeply. And it made me more aware of how much I carry and how easily you put yourself second without really noticing. So
Yeah.
work-wise, I also felt that tension. On paper, things were fine, but internally, I was questioning what still fit, what didn't. Not because something was actually wrong, but because I was changing. And for me, that combination was the life situation in between chapters. Um, the accumulation of it all, feeling unsure, searching for balance, trying to find my way back to myself. Life simply keeps moving, and that's why this project matters to me as well, because these moments don't ask for quick answers, but they ask for space, for
Yeah.
honesty, and slowing down.
Yeah, you said something which really I can only understand. So it doesn't need to be a crisis. It does not need it. It does not always look like a problem from outside. So it might be even a very something that you have been looking for a long time. So you say, oh, we now moved to a new apartment or a new house, or my kid is going to the university and this is a new chapter, or a new job, or the next step in your business or relationship is changing. And then when it comes, it doesn't bring what you had been expecting. And you are, the chapter has started, but you don't have the feeling that you are with it. And you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm not sure I'm the same person who was wanting this, and this in between, this quiet in between, and a lot of people, they just yeah, like you said, the life is moving, so let's keep pushing, let's keep running, and they stay busy, they optimize, they say maybe if I change this will work. And what are the pluses and minuses, the pros and cons, and let me analyze and so on. But yeah, what we believe they really need is a pause and a space, and just a different activity or a different perspective, which helps you reconnect. So, Grazie, do any examples of, people faces who are looking for this pause, or for the activity which helps them reconnect with themselves by connecting with horses? So you must observe this very often, right? When in your work.
Yes, yes, I have to say, most of my guests that come over, they don't know what to expect, especially if they weren't near horses before. And we always start with some kind of a grooming session where we groom a horse for, let's say, 20 minutes. And I always tell them, don't rush. There's time, even no matter the price. If you feel like it, do it. I mean, sometimes it's better to be near or to ride, because when you ride, you always have some kind of fear, and it stops you for true feeling that you need to feel actually when you're near the horse. So it's slow, and you can take time and be near the horse and groom it slowly, as I don't know, however you feel like it. And I think it works. It really works, because on our Google you can see we have five-star rates almost. So I have to say everybody is happy after they leave our ranch, and they always keep coming back. Most of them, if they live near, if they're not overseas or somewhere. I mean, visiting Croatia for first only one time, and our guests that come back to Šibenik or some towns near, they always text us next summer or springtime or whenever. So I have to say, I think this all work that I do for 20 years totally goes with your idea of all this. And all people, no matter what, have those between chapter time. Always. I mean, there's no human in the world that doesn't have some kind of problem. Each human being thinks that their problems are the worst. I mean, if you they have empathy, but I mean, there are some burdens that I carry, and I think this could be some kind of pause where they can rethink what to do next, what's next step, or I mean, talking with people who admit those problems, I think they can truly find themselves and find what's next step, if you ask me.
Very good. And now, if we zoom out a little bit and look at the program and all other activities besides talking and spending time with horses and Gracia, there will be lots of other fantastic things. We'll give you a chance to do yoga and meditation on the beach, on a very quiet, peaceful, meditative beach, listening to the sound of Adriatic 10 meters away from you. And we will go hiking and do photography, and we will have art master classes. Yes, horses for sure. And then with Mirna, we'll go to the forest, and we're able to see which plants give us different things and different emotions. And we'll do aromatherapy in a lavender field. What can be more beautiful than that? And of course, there will be a lot of fun things, right, Leonie?
Yes, yes. Don't forget the wine tasting, the nice dinner up in the or between the olive trees, looking over the olive trees, and of course the team dinners. Lots of fun.
Absolutely. And maybe there is an invitation here. Stop pretending, stop performing, stop pushing on autopilot. Start listening again. Because a good life is not built only by ambition, it's built by attention, and attention needs space. So if something in this episode touched a nerve, that there is a signal. Stay connected, stay close to us, and follow Novavis. Share this episode with somebody who is in between chapter moments. And if you want to experience the real thing with horses and with nature and with meditation on the beach, we're hosting a Novavis session in April, a week designed as a project, as a program, guided practices, everything we talked about, and of course, Grazia's horse encounter as one of the deep moments. So, horses, yeah, to meet you where you are and to help you hear yourself again. You can find all the details and register via the link, which we're sending in the description. And we would love to welcome and see you in Gribashtica in April. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you very much. I
Thank
hope to
you.
see you all in April, and greetings from Knin and horses.
Greetings from Knin and horses indeed.
Yeah.